Hello, welcome to Rolling Escapades Season 2, Episode 36, Part 2, web series which you play D&D, put it online for your entertainment. We're still sponsored by Death Star, we still have Christopher Rolls. Part 1 was climbing a mountainside. That about covers it.
Bravely getting exhausted and walking outside the mountain.
Yep.
I'm more corrupt.
Yes.
Then he was fighting
Which-
corruption.
Yeah. Which, feel free to use to represent that how you will. beyond the already side effects that you have.
Wait, when Derek starts offering tea, then you have a problem.
You guys need some purification and some religion in your lives.
I need to drink some tea.
Yes, some good ones here.
Is it lesser restoration that can remove corruption?
Probably great.
Well, I'm actually asking.
We don't know.
We don't know.
He doesn't know.
We looked this up, I'm sure of it.
No.
I think it was in the book.
It might have been in the book. If it's in the book, then you do know what removes it.
I think I actually know this. I'm not sure though.
No, you read your book.
I don't know.
Could
I'm going to be doing that for the next couple of minutes.
You're just going to read
Well,
the
you
book.
do
Wonderful.
have things.
So we ended with you guys messaging one of the humanoids watching you, and they have told you to approach. You started getting closer, at which point you saw the rift and stuff. Yeah, stuff went poorly.
All very well, depending on your point of view.
It's very true.
Very poorly.
As you get closer, you do notice. You already saw the fact that it's suspended over a chasm. There's a very small causeway that leads to the gatehouse. As you start making your way across that, the chasm's about 250 feet deep.
Nice.
It's quite a drastic drop.
Suspended at what? We're walking over a bridge.
It's as in there's
This thing's
there's-
floating in the middle of a chasm.
there's an outcrop of rock.
Right.
Which has a causeway leading to it. It's not natural to an extent. There's an element of actually.
It's not natural.
Yeah. How am I going to explain
Right.
this?
If we hit this causeway, walk on really hard, the whole thing just falls into the chasm.
No. It's
Draw it, mate.
yeah. I'm just gonna quickly. Yeah, that's fine. So from the side, cliffhanger thingy.
Hold up the interlude side.
Yeah.
Looks like a flag.
Do you have a flag?
Sort of like
Oh, yeah.
that. It's not just like floating. That's the cliff.
What's the rugby posts?
the fortress.
Okay.
For a sense, and that's the causeway that leads to it. So that's the edge of the chasm. There's
And so we're on the left-hand side.
you're over this side walking across. Yeah. So it's not like it's just floating in mid-air. There is a sort of stone.
It's just
platform.
on an
It just
over
looks
Yeah.
a bit
over
precarious.
edge.
Yeah, it doesn't look stable, but it's also in terms of defense, it's pretty well. It's pretty hard to assault it. As you get closer, the gatehouse is kept shut. There is. Huh?
What was that?
Access
Yeah.
to restoration magic, it doesn't specify.
There you go.
Right.
So you don't know.
You know nothing.
Sorry for interrupting now. Jimmy.
No, that's cool. So as you get closer, you notice that the gatehouse, there is a portcullis that is down. The portcullis, the metal bars are
Covered in size.
no, but they are spiked. There are spikes down the front of it. Yeah. And they're also about 6 inches thick. Yeah. And it is a portcullis that is half the height of the gatehouse, which is slightly taller than the walls on either side. So the walls are 50 feet, the gatehouse itself is 60 feet tall. And there is a long tunnel on the inside that is, bear with when I find the dimensions.
Big.
Yeah, it's about 30 feet long.
How tall is the portcullis?
The portcullis would. It's not going to be half the words and stuff.
50 foot I'm going with. If that's the...
It's tall. The portcullis
tall,
is tall.
It will be about 25 feet to the space for it to actually be raised.
So the portal into the fortress is 25 foot high,
Mm-hmm.
built by dwarves.
Yep.
On stilts.
Ladders.
We have a thing
Scaffolding.
called scaffolding, you know?
No, I mean why?
Because we
Dwarves
didn't
and
build
elves
it for us, we built it for
For
them.
giants?
Apparently, or how...
Okay.
I guess this elven king was like
Ostentatious.
compensating or wanted to make a big and grandiose statement, or both.
Compensating.
Yes, that's what I said.
For his sanity. Yes. I think-
And that, yes.
You do notice through the gaps that you can see that, like, the walls and the ceiling are lined with, what is the word? Hang on. Murder holes.
Scythes.
Death. Much death.
Big potential death.
Maculation?
Words and stuff.
Maculation? I don't actually know how to pronounce that word. I should
What?
check those.
What?
Machicolat.
Machiavellian?
Machicolations, I think is what it is.
Machination.
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 Yes. Whole bunches of those.
You really must double check this before you read it.
It's been a
I'm
thing.
pretty sure you wrote it down as well, didn't you?
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
there is death ahead of us.
There's a whole stuff, but the
Definitely
portcullis is
the
kept shut. When you get there, the through one of the holes in the where our slit has sort of collapsed out, you see a
Of the Mr. Slit.
female humanoid who's sort of steps out into the hole and is looking down at you. She looks relatively young for a human stuck out in the middle, or humanoid-looking thing stuck out in the middle of the place of death.
Island.
Yeah.
Are they glowing?
Are they
She
really
is
pale?
slightly glowing.
Yeah.
Yeah. She is. There's this odd little glow to her. She's very pale. She has long blonde hair. She is looking down at you with, weirdly, her eyes are gold.
How close are we that we can make this out?
You know what spell I didn't have?
25
She
foot.
doesn't have whites. Her eyes themselves are gold.
Okay, so we. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would stand out.
She's a James Bond film.
They did describe what Aasimar were, didn't they?
The Shadakai described them as
half celestial.
humans with celestial blood. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
you
then
can
they
see that.
Yeah, and they specifically said that they have this sort of otherworldly glow to them. And she is wearing, I believe she's wearing plate mail. It's not in that book.
She's wearing armour. Cool.
She's wearing heavy armor.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's all split mail, 'cause that's what the other guy was wearing.
The other guy was wearing split mail. She is not wearing split mail.
Excellent,
I'm pretty
okay.
sure she's wearing plate mail.
Okay.
And she has a great sword across her back, and currently has a heavy crossbow, not pointed at you, but it is loaded and in her hands. And she is just looking down at you. Well, you are a strange sight.
The same might also possibly be said for yourself,
Yes.
at least from our eyes.
Don't be rude. Hello, greetings. We are the Errant Guard. We are here to help and fight evil and generally be nice people. And help save the island and possibly investigate closing the rift and things like that and
He's
stuff.
getting
And
some very strange looks from me while he's saying all this.
Amazingly put.
Succinct as ever.
we need to come in and
Away
if
from the things
you
that
would
try
be
to
so
kill us.
if you would be so good as to give us somewhere safe to rest for the evening, that would be most welcome.
Right.
We have heard that you are Aasimar and you are
That is correct. Aasimar, yes. One of a group. My name is Phira.
Was it Phira?
Phira.
Fever.
We were sent to fix the island.
Sent by whom? If you don't mind me asking.
Our Devas. Angels. Angels that talk to us and guide us through dreams.
Might I once again request that we continue this on the other side of the portcullis?
I will happily let you in. I do not guarantee that it is any safer than outside.
That's fair, we're still on this island.
Yeah. We should roll the dice.
She turns around and says something.
This is my ass.
Wow.
No.
Of course they thinks that.
A language. She says something, a language that most of you don't understand. It doesn't make sense. It sounds kind of...
Musical.
Yeah, it sounds kind of musical in speech. Icarus, you do know this language.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I know which language it is? Because I did start studying.
You did start studying. You might, yeah, you could recognise elements of it.
I
Yeah.
don't know what they're saying, I know what they're speaking.
Yeah. Yes.
Would I be able to guess it's celestial because they're part celestial?
You can take that guess.
I don't
Yeah.
think we were actually told they were part celestial. We were
Mm.
just told
Yeah,
they'd
we
be
did.
part-
They had celestial blood, so...
They're pop. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't think we
Yeah.
were told that specific.
Yeah. You were told they are humans with celestial heritage. But yeah, she turns and says in celestial, Inray, please raise the portcullis. We will speak with our guests. Order, remain here to keep an eye out, see if anything else approaches. I will send someone else to stand with you.
I am going to ask Shade while they're doing this. Should we mention the Shadow Guy?
No.
I was asking him specifically because this is somewhat on.
I replied specifically to you, no.
Everyone turns and it's just like...
Not my business. Yeah.
I think the Shadow Guy are your business actually.
Well, yeah, but
No. He's their business.
yeah, it's like
Other way round.
Yeah, he doesn't really care what happens to them.
it's like they're there to look after me essentially, and it's like, yeah, they're gonna follow me regardless. They even if like they weren't allowed in, if we told them, they'd probably find a way in.
They would walk up the wall.
Invisible.
There's the plausible deniability that we have no control over them.
So
So
yeah,
they're not really with us as much as they don't want to be with us.
yeah.
I was quite tempted to just randomly just go on that bridge to shovel his lava, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Don't pop them smoke as they hit.
I've got one.
So the portcullis is raised. Slowly, it is very, very heavy. They don't raise it fully. They raise it enough for you to get under.
That's fair.
So about 3 foot off the ground.
Just like crouch under.
I go in first.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't crouch.
Or high up the horse.
Wonderful. As you enter the gatehouse, start making your way through, you will notice something very sudden. As you suddenly feel less, you feel like you have less vitality. As the magic on your necklace disappears.
Does my stone drop out the air?
Yep, your stone. As you walk in, your stone drops out the air.
Does it only last? Oh no, it's still walking.
You don't know right now. So as you all enter, all the sort of magic and whatnot that you have on your person,
My
spells,
slippers!
yeah, they all temporarily cease to function.
Oh, my poor cloak.
No longer strength silly.
Don't worry about changing it.
Okay.
It is a temporary thing rather than you sit there and have to work it all out again. But it does add an interesting thing when behind you 2 more individuals just appear.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot about them.
Because they are as unaware as you guys are. that there's an anti-magic field at the gate.
Oh, shit.
It's a good
And-
tactical move, that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Luke and Rona just look at each other and just sort of go, well,
Bye.
we might as well come in now.
Come on. Join the party.
He has not yet reached his destination, so...
Do we have Or were any Aasimar here to see that going on?
You're not sure. Potentially someone could have been watching. I mean, someone probably had to have been watching that you've got through before they dropped the portcullis back down. So someone probably has seen.
See if them two drops it on them.
Oh, fair response, I guess.
Nothing's been acknowledged as of yet.
Unleash the sides.
Right, I can't escape anymore.
Rip.
So you continue to pass your way through the gatehouse towards the portcullis at the far end. The other thing that is sort of makes it difficult to do is the actual ground here is very, very rough. So you are slowed as you make your way through it, which would allow enable defenders to hold off an attacker. Well,
what happens to the horse?
Oh, the horse.
Oh,
Hang
Good
on.
question.
yeah, that's a good question.
No, it's a summoned thing. The horse walks in and just poofs.
We just fall to the floor.
I assumed they'd gotten off because I'm thinking they're bringing the
Yeah,
close up to like 6 foot, so
No, we
I
would
had
have
to
gotten
get
off.
off to go.
I'm half imagining I'm going along on the horse. So
No,
it
you're
drops
sitting on the
down,
floor.
I drop down, and a stone falls on my head.
You're too fun to die.
But not too fun to have pratfalls.
Yeah.
But not too fun for slapstick.
Yes.
All the breaks.
My pet rock.
Yeah, so
It gets up and walks away. You actually had a hermit crab the entire time.
it just disappears, and to bring it back, you have to cast a spell again.
Oh, that's just hot.
She's on the way back.
Thanks, Steve.
That's his name. What?
Horse has got a name.
David.
But as you get to the other side, the other portcullis that is blocking the other side of the gatehouse is raised enough for you to get under. And as you cross past that portcullis, you feel magic return to your various items and spells and whatnot that are already active.
Hit points again.
Nice.
I'm back at seeing strength.
Yes, yeah, because standing in front of you is Phira. There is also next to her a another female, similar sort of appearance, though she is wearing splint mail. And her eyes, closer, it is only the colour of her eyes that are gold, not her full eye. Unlike Phira, who her entire eye is gold. Well, not ours. That was a defence placed here by whoever built this fortress.
Do they have the same brooches as the person we found before?
Yes, they are both wearing.
I believe you were missing someone.
Well, actually, would be missing 2 people.
Yes, that tallies.
Would that by any chance be someone with skeletal wings?
That's a...
Who was also humanoid? We kind of crossed someone on the way here.
It is not a normal thing. In Ray reaches over and just takes it, and
We put the body in.
oh, you did.
Well, at least they can bury.
What happened to the bag when we walked in? Do we just dump corpses
Oh!
over their entrance?
Nice asteroid.
It's-
It's the
it's-
portal for a little
Yeah,
It's
so-
inside.
Because
Yes.
it exists
Some
on
dimension.
on another dimension.
It's
Yeah,
just-
it's in
So
a
you
different
couldn't have
place.
accessed the bag whilst in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, it just
You
becomes a
have your worries.
normal bag.
Oh,
God, no!
corpse.
The bag, the bottom of the bag is just exploded out.
How
like that.
awful
Like,
is
this
this?
is...
Oh,
I
genocide
can't stop the
has been made.
corpses!
Oh God! Oh God!
to the point it fills up the entirety.
Yeah, we're all just against the other going,
No, we're slammed into the
Where did that
spikes.
come from? Who put that in there? I don't know.
Whose foot is up against my fat? Oh, it's a dead one, isn't it?
No,
Oh, it's cold.
We're here!
Cold.
Please believe us, we're heroes, we're not people! We didn't kill these people!
We found them like this.
We did.
The genocide side of the Errand Guard laid bare.
But we did find them all. You're not wrong.
So this one's still
Hard
fresh.
to explain.
Bring out your day.
It's not what it looks like.
It's
So
worse.
thanks
It's
fine.
actually worse. It's not that we've taken it as trophies. We just picked them up and thought, we'll keep them.
Just in case. You never know when the
We
calls
had
are going to come
inventory
useful.
space. You don't understand.
We don't even have a necromancer.
You have no use for these bodies. You just kept them because why not?
We're a weird group of people.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Shanty's got a thing, man.
Yeah.
Something's going on with that boy.
Anyway.
What's going on?
Phira, skeletal wings. Right.
What does it mean?
Well, that doesn't identify the individual, but that does say that they fell.
Did we learn something like that actually?
Fell. I mean, they were on their 2 feet. Apart from the one that
They
was...
they became
smushed.
a fallen, an Aasimar that has been touched by evil.
Oh, and then after
Didn't
actually it
last long.
turned into something else.
Yes, it twisted itself into
Loneliness.
one of the
Sorrows.
creatures, a sorrow swan. Yes, that has happened a lot.
We kept our distance
No, I'm
from
not
that.
surprised.
Yes.
When we came here, there were 73 of us. There are now 27.
And how long have you been here?
A few months.
Oh, that's one hell of an attrition rate.
1 day or so.
Some have fallen. Some have just gone insane, jumped off the chasm. Some have become the sorrow swan. Others we have had to slay ourselves due to the insanity.
It's all the corruption from.
Yes, and others have died to the creature that makes these inside these walls unsafe.
You
You're
did warn us.
not alone in here then.
No,
What,
And
if you don't mind me asking, why, if you've taken if you've taken so many casualties, why are you still here? Why are you still fighting this lost cause?
most of my fellows are currently unable to fight, unable to move themselves. They lack the motivation, the will. It is most of what they can do just to fight off the corruption. When we were sent here by our Devas, we were not made fully clear of the situation. Currently, those who are active, should I say, are me, my 2 second in commands, Inre and Ulra, and to an extent the 2 individuals that you sort of interacted with at the Barbican. We were sent here for a purpose. We intended to complete our purpose, and then we reached a point where we became trapped.
Can you not contact your Devas?
We don't have the ability to contact them. They can only contact us, and since arriving we have received no word from them.
In your time here, what have you achieved?
Nothing. We have achieved nothing.
Have you learned anything?
This is an evil place, and the longer we remain here, the more of us that fall.
I learned that too.
We have learned that the creature that is here is some sort of spirit. We have slain it 6-7 times. It does not pass on, it remains.
Ah.
I am actually going to see if the Shadokai might know what this sort of spirit might be.
Yeah, they're just sort of just they're actually standing quite far away because of their aura abilities that they don't right now want to be blasting to anyone. Phira isn't talking very loudly, whether that's an intentional choice or there's an element of she's intentionally keeping her voice down because of being loud in the area, but there's also an element of things weighing heavily on her. There is not much drive behind what she's doing anymore.
Okay.
So they're not really listening. They're not paying attention. The Shadowkai.
Okay. Yeah, I won't mind. I thought they were going to be. They were actually not near, but like within 10, 15 foot.
They have to be 30 feet away.
Oh Christ. Okay, yeah, they don't hear a thing, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not going to bring that right now.
So what form does this spirit take?
I would say a ghost, but it is different to a ghost. But it is an elf.
Doesn't have a crown on its head, does it?
Yes.
Ah,
Has it got any weaknesses?
yeah, vanity.
I don't know. We have been able to slay. As I said, we have slain it multiple times. We encountered it on our first night. It killed one person, and then we sent out a party to discover it, slew it, and then it just kept coming back. Although its attacks were more frequent when we were first here, they have become less often the longer we have spent here. And we have occasionally, I have seen the ghost or the spirit, and it has seen me, but it has just left. It has not fought.
Has it tried to make communication with you at all?
It's never attempted communication. Admittedly, we've never tried communication with it either. We found a spirit that brutally murdered one of our fellows and immediately went to find and destroy it.
It's an understandable response.
Mm-hmm.
So, is this the only spirit that resides here?
Yes.
Any other creatures?
Yeah.
No other creatures that we found. There were bodies. No, there weren't bodies. No, there would have been bodies, but they would have moved ages ago. Don't worry. No, there were no other creatures. We were just sent. We came here because we were sent signs that this was a good place to act from.
Compared to most of the place, yes, although that being so close cannot be good.
No, well, we were. It appeared smaller in our dreams.
If this is the spirit of a creature, am I right to assume that there should be some sort of body that it once had?
Possibly, yes. We've not found of such any such body.
Have you
Probably walking about the island.
have you managed to look throughout the entire structure?
Yes. As much as we can, there are sections that have crumbled and are beneath ruins.
So of what remains?
Yes. But they are not sections that we are going to be able to move. The walls are very, very thick. There is a lot of rock.
Does it stay to one area, or is it throughout the whole?
It wanders through the fortress.
What was the job you were sent here with?
To cleanse and purify the island. It was not meant to. It was not always like this. It is not meant to be like this. We were sent to purify it. We were sent to sort it. But
Those are wonderfully vague instructions.
we are only communicated through via dreams and visions. It is an element of what we can make sense of.
It's a goal.
We were woefully underprepared. We did not know what we were coming towards.
Yes, 75 is far too few to hold this larger encampment.
73.
73 even.
Do you know the history of this place?
No.
Okay.
Right. I think we can fill you in slightly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Maybe we'll find somewhere to sit.
Yes. We can head inside the fortress. There are spots that are marked out with chalk. Do not cross the chalk lines. Like there are, I assume you saw the blade along the walls.
Yes.
Yes.
And you encountered obviously the anti-magic field within the gatehouse. There are various wards of destructive power placed within the courtyard and within the stronghold and across the walls and whatnot, which we have discovered.
Yeah,
And
the wrong
masked
way.
out.
Yeah.
Trial and
now
error.
less than 73. Yes.
Yeah.
Truly, he was insane. Very good.
Good gods.
Right, sounds like he's still here and he's still insane.
Yes, yeah.
How's your blip? Is it strong? Is it moving around? What's going on?
Directly into the
chasm.
fortress.
Yeah, I thought it would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go
Is
find
it,
us
is
a
it
lich.
moving at all?
That's what I was.
Just
I was like,
asked.
that's-
That's
is
what I
it
just
this
asked.
ghost?
Is it this ghost? That was what I was getting at.
Oh,
As,
I
as,
was
as a little
as
crown
we-
symbol appeared.
As we're
My
walking, I am
son
going to ask.
returned home.
I can't even believe his name now. Damn.
Phira.
Fear. Oh, he's the leader. then.
Yeah, Phira
I'm
is the
going
leader.
to ask Phira about where they were originally from, if they were teleported here. They don't contact them, they came from somewhere else. They don't contact with Devas, they wouldn't be on the celestial plane.
Maybe we should try that joke about angels fall from the sky and stuff like that. You know? There's something about that.
Bad place to do it.
Turns in front of you upon hearing it.
We no. We weren't teleported as such. We made use of planar gates that were opened for us to make our way here. But they were. It was a one-way trip until the problems have been solved, and then the intention was for us to take a boat back out. But
The Arcane Storm.
That would be a challenge on its own.
well, the idea being if we'd fixed this, there wouldn't be a storm anymore. We would have fixed the weave as
It'll
well.
Still take a while to repair.
Yes.
I imagine.
But
Good news, we've got a boat.
That's true.
Yes.
We sailed.
We
through.
came here in a boat.
We actually sailed through that storm.
you came through the storm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just about.
All of you? There were none of you were lost to the storms.
Somehow, I think
Nearly.
the crew
Some
of the boat.
tried really hard.
2 of the crew of the boat fell.
But for 23 souls, losing 2 wasn't too
I wonder
bad.
how they're doing.
We did bring some
Probably better
clerics.
than us.
I hope they didn't start a fire on the beach.
Well, they're
On the
next,
land.
they're next to one of the giant light spots.
Yes.
Not going to make a difference.
Anyway.
We are not achieving anything on this boat.
What?
A boat,
No,
you say?
Yeah,
You
that's
will
if
achieve
you're not on a
escape
boat.
on that boat, I think you'll find.
Wait, so this is a flying stone boat?
Oh.
Why don't we just sail the boat out of the storm?
So
Yes,
this is
Mexican
where that
somehow.
stone boat came
Let's
from.
brace ourselves and sail this island back up from the storm, back into the.
Right, now we can achieve something.
So a great big outboard motor to it and send it on its way.
Alright, well, get rid of the mountains because they're weighing you down.
Where's the ball?
Yeah,
I
like,
can
come
do
on.
this.
We've got to find the anchor chain. Yeah.
Guys, I found the plug.
It's from the sky. Everything is good.
I think someone's already pulled the plug. That's where the Shadowfell's coming from. You've got to replug that hole. Then we can fly.
Is your problem the fuse is blown?
We are not achieving anything on this island.
No.
Very few are.
That's right, neither are we.
Is there space on your boat to get us off?
Yes,
Well, imagine
It should be.
we'll make
it's a
space.
trip of what?
Well,
a week.
And they might have lost some people.
If not,
They
there
were
is
going, man.
other ways that we can get
It's
people off the
quite a
island,
big
although
boat.
it's like-
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will make space, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Wonderful.
One of the things we did learn before coming here was that restoration magic, we suspect greater, but possibly lesser as well, is used to counter the corruption.
We have discovered that, yes.
Was it lesser or greater? Because our books weren't clear.
They both have an effect. Greater is a better effect.
Ooh, nice.
What is this corruption of which you speak?
Gee, I sure hope none of
It
us are
says
corrupt.
with black, like,
Yeah.
shadows
As
moving
I-
around his
because I have a
head.
book.
No, he hasn't had that side effect.
Oh, sorry, wrong side effect. Black
the
breathing
book
in his
speaks
eyes.
of corruption.
Like, take out a bar and start eating the soap.
Yes, what corruption you say? I've never seen you do that before, Icarus.
What are you here for?
It's more what am I here for? They're kind of following. Well, we're a group, but
We were originally.
Our intended purpose was to
Cartography.
we are searching for the exiled elves.
He's not actually old.
Oh my
Well,
god.
it's one thing at a time.
Yeah.
We originally sent here to search for elves. There is more going on in this island than I don't believe we're in the right place for what we are searching for. But we have had complications.
Oh, yeah.
Requirements.
And
creep.
we now have
A divine quest.
Of sorts, yes.
Yeah.
That's how I put it.
we have a slightly altered agenda here on the island. But to help make the place safer, I think what our first order of business should be to we should go and try and look at this elf spirit and see if
You can't be exiled.
our different set of skills to yours might have a more positive outcome and more permanent outcome.
We could always contact our bald friend to see if he knows anything about different types of spirits.
No, I hate him.
I still think he might be useful.
He'd try and take the castle for himself.
Krongo.
You don't know that.
I can guess that.
So we're going to, and that would be very helpful. It would make the place more secure and that would let us rest here more safely before we try and get you back to the boat. I do want to talk about you said you saw the rift in your dreams.
Yes.
Was that? Did you sense that it was the source of the problem here? And you said it was smaller.
It was smaller, yes. It appeared much smaller.
Has it grown since you've been here?
No, it was smaller in their dreams. The Daves thought it was.
Devas.
The Davises thought it was smaller than it is now.
Yeah.
So it's gotten bigger since the angels looked at it.
Yeah. How long ago was it since they've looked at it? Yeah.
So we should. So there's like the bit of the tower, and then there's the rift, and then there's the dome.
You can't see the tower.
Oh right,
Oh,
the
right.
tower's in the. Okay, cool.
In the crater.
I'm going to get well corrupted. Awesome.
We know that the restoration helps.
So I assume that you.
If we know you've been corrupted.
Intend to complete your divine task.
when the demon horn spat out my face. Yeah. Sure.
We do not have the skills. We are here, and all we are achieving is our own deaths.
If you were to combine your efforts with ours,
You have a way of closing that?
no, but you are more likely to have the knowledge. We may have the ability.
No, I don't have.
Or maybe we'll come back.
Yes, we were under the impression that when we got here we'd be sent more information, we'd have more insight into what to achieve. But as I said, since arriving we've had no further contact.
I'm going to quickly turn to you and in Dwarfish to say, I think we know people who might be able to close that, but they're not here right now.
Double checks things. Do we really want to
I'm
involve
pretty sure
him
that-
back in Dwarvish?
Him and or his boss. I think the both of them might be able to deal with it.
I want to say in Celestial, excuse my rude friends. I
Why are you
know
assuming they
what they're
don't know
saying.
Dwarvish?
Yeah.
I'd say in
Yeah.
Dwarvish,
Yeah.
she says to you, who do you know who might be able to close this?
Oh bloody hell!
Friends.
Everyone knows these daft languages.
If
My
you
language
know
is
all
not
of
daft, thank you.
Thank you.
If you know people who can close this, why are they not here?
They sent us.
They sent us. Our mortal Davers, yeah?
One of them's sort of researching the thing as well. They have ideas.
Rob is slowly losing the will again.
Or Derek.
Oh my god, we're not supposed to say that we've.
So your task is to close the rift?
No,
No.
our task is to search for elves, and we haven't found any elves yet, but we're still looking because we haven't been around much of the island.
Elves
Well, you-
found us.
You found the
Wrong
two-
kind of elves.
Right.
They're sort.
Not
so-
those elves, other elves. It's complicated.
I don't know if you were aware of the current inhabitants of this island, which are those elves.
Well, there's
No,
yes, we know of the Shadowkai. Yes, we have had interactions with the Shadowkai.
So you know of their means of the crystals
They're
and
not elves, they're
Yes.
Shadowkai.
They are elves.
They are elves.
Shadowcar are a form of elf.
they're a type of elf.
They're elves.
They're Shadowkai.
That's why he now looks like a shadow guy.
Huh?
No, he just looks old.
This looks like an old wood elf. It
I'm
doesn't
just
look like a
elderly.
Shadowkai.
I just look like an old wood elf.
Anyway,
Anyway.
so you know of their crystals and the
Yes,
ways of containing it.
yes, the things that are ceasing to work.
Yes, we saw one of them pop when we got here.
Have you tried? So you haven't tried working with them in a way, sort of something that you might know in your magics, and combination with theirs.
When we first arrived, we were convinced we knew what to do. We may have burnt that bridge in our pride. And now in our hubris, I have lost 50 of my fellows.
Given
Yeah, okay.
the nature of this island, are you willing to?
They want to leave.
Yeah, I want to
Yes.
leave too.
We all want to leave.
No, he doesn't.
No, I think he wants to leave as well.
Most of us want to leave, but the ones that are still here would probably like to live.
Why do we want to leave? We haven't searched the island fully.
But would you actually want to be here?
No, we have a task.
Yeah, that's why we're still here. Otherwise, we would leave.
No, not that task. We have to search the island for the portal.
Oh, I don't think that's here.
It might be.
For God's
Yes, but we don't know.
sakes.
What portal? There's a portal technically there.
Not that
but
one.
I have
The
it's
very
not that.
opposite kind of portal.
The very opposite kind of portal.
Actually,
Instead
Instead of shadows and
Oh,
horrors and nastiness, think forests and niceness.
This is all. This is.
What
all,
did you just say?
Calm.
Fae.
That one.
Yes.
Looking for a portal to the Feywild.
It'd be interesting if there was a portal to the Feywild here.
That's what I said.
Well, yes, but we still have to rule it out. Where did you last see this spirit? Or do you know where it currently is?
I don't know where it currently is, but if we were to wander, generate some noise, it would eventually show itself.
We
Okay.
should probably say as to what even led us to come up here to the point that's right next to the awful portal. Our friend is being guided by, I guess, a different deity to that which
The
you...
Raven Queen.
Definitely a different deity.
Yes.
Yes, the Raven Queen. He's not always old, and he now has this guidance within him. Since landing on the islands, he's changed somewhat, and he knows exactly where we should be going.
And it led us up here.
Where is it currently saying we should go?
It's somewhere in this fortress, isn't it?
It's pointing straight to the fortress. Yeah.
Towards the fortress.
So, obviously, we're going to need to enter the fortress at some point deeper.
Yeah.
Right. And do you know what you need to do?
Look at our shadow card. They know.
No.
They will not tell us.
Right.
That's literally what they told us. So, yeah, we know what you're going to do. We're not allowed to tell you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very well. Well, we can wander, see if we can find this elven king's spirit, and then you can do whatever you are able to do.
As we start walking, I will describe the rough history that we found out about the island. So they actually have something more than... I'm assuming there's probably books and stuff that they could attempt to read here.
How long have we been
Nope,
travelling?
there's no books. Nope.
Since we woke.
6, 7.
We nearly.
You've been going about 6 hours.
Yeah.
Should we actually, rather than going in there and possibly get into a fight with the spirit, should we rest until tomorrow?
Oh.
Until the morning.
God,
no,
heavens, please.
no. The whole point is we shouldn't fight it. They fought it loads of times and killed it and destroyed it. So that's not what needs to
We
happen.
need to
Yeah.
do
We-
something
we need to-
extra.
We need to talk to it. We need to find out why it's still here.
Yes.
So being at full strength would be a bad thing for that?
I
Well,
was
the idea is not to fight it. The idea is to talk. If
Yes.
it-
Yeah, but resting up beforehand, not a bad idea.
Jade,
still.
are you incredibly tired right now?
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
incredibly tired right
Man,
now.
that walk up here
Yes, but
just
this-
absolutely took it out of me.
Yes.
This fortress isn't safe because there's a spirit here killing people.
and also,
we make the fortress safer. We make it easier for us to rest here if we do this first.
Yes.
Is there a place that we can have one night's sleep before we?
I can set you up somewhere, but there's no guarantee that you'll go the night without being disturbed.
I'd
That's
rather
fine,
the
we'll
chance.
just take watches like we normally do.
I mean, we
Fair
take
enough.
watches. Watches don't always help when it can come through the ceiling or through the floor, or even appear through you.
Nope, we're definitely going to talk to it. Let's go.
Should we sleep in the anti-magic area?
It's not the worst idea.
Do you have a loot? Anything?
That doesn't work.
That
Oh, you've
And
tried.
loud music.
We have also noticed it is able to cross the paths.
Excellent.
It is able to cross over where the wards are placed.
What
Of course.
about outside the fort? Literally right in front of the portcullis. Would it travel outside the grounds?
We're unsure, but whilst we have spent a night outside the fortress, and the effects of the rifts were stronger.
Oh,
Plus, there's also that swan thing out there
yes.
still.
Yeah. How corrupt do you want to be in the morning?
I'm slowly wandering away at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting corrupted as we speak right now.
You seem very blasé about it.
He was joking. He was joking. He was joking.
I start singing likely a elvish lullaby.
Fortunately, it is easy for us to tell when one of us has become corrupted, because our form will change.
As we saw, I guess.
To an extent, you saw the final stage, as it were, but when an Aasimar becomes corrupted, their inner holy light becomes darkened. They will change in skin colour, in hair colour, in eye colour.
Sounds like we're gonna get you to a boat. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
The issue is everything on this island tries to kill light, and you're kind of glowing.
We made the journey here, relative to. We did not appear close to these, because we made our way across the island.
We've got a pretty clear route to the boat.
Yeah.
It's not that far.
Yeah.
How have you dealt with the corrupted elves at the base of the mountain?
Fortunately, mostly avoided. We've had a couple of forays, but they hunt in small parties, and there were many of us. And from and she points up to one of the towers on the wall. From the top of that, you can see their settlement.
Ooh, huh.
So we are able to watch as they send people out and be aware of parties heading out.
Okay.
But they don't often make the journey to the pass that comes up here. There is little to hunt and consume to warrant the journey.
Wouldn't happen to be a trebuchet on the top of that tower, would there? That'd be nice.
No.
Could you
I'm gonna go catch up with him.
I would need wood.
Don't we all?
Can't build a trench bucket out of stone.
I'm going to go and catch up with Eldrand and harmonise.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So are you just basically just going to aimlessly wander until you discover the ghost, or are you going to attempt to follow the blip, or?
I want to sleep.
I think we're following the blip.
Blip. We're
Oh.
not following because we're
I
out
feel
front
like
of
I have
him.
some
Yeah,
power.
we're going in the direction we
If
want.
I don't
It's the
move and I
voice in the
sleep, then they
fortress.
can't follow up.
Yeah.
Then they decide
Which-
to
Then we just make a load of noise.
Yeah.
Once you enter the fortress, the blip begins to move.
Ah!
Knew it.
I think the blip is the ghost.
Yeah, I know. I had that sneaky suspicion too. I'm like, oh, it's there.
Oh look,
Oh, it's
this
over
is my
there.
shocked face.
Yeah.
Does it make any difference as to whether
So-
we go to the blip or if the blip goes to us?
So I'm thinking now that I know that information,
Now it's like aliens with
I'm
the...
just like,
Yeah.
is it? When
It's
you
in
say
the sea.
moving, is it just like that, or is it like popping over the place, or is it
it's drifting. Following,
right? Okay, so
yeah.
it's steadily. It's not like
It's not teleporting.
Like
No.
a guy wandering the hallway.
That's literally what I'm thinking. It's fucking packed.
So we need to get to all the little, weird little white dots so we can find the
Pills.
backwards.
okay, this sounds
So the
crazy,
cherries.
but right, hear me out.
Oh no, Shay got a plan. Oh god.
Don't jump
So-
off anything.
We might be able to safely rest because
Yeah, we might
What?
be. That's very true.
what I'm after might be the ghost, because now this sense of direction is constantly moving throughout this fortress.
So let's
And
speak to him.
So we can wait
So
for the ghost to
it
approach
could-
us.
Yeah, and we will know when it comes to us. Potentially, if that's what it is.
We can,
Only if
we
you're
can
awake.
wait for it in a place where we're
It's a nice
happy to.
idea, but we
We
don't,
don't know how
for
this
certain.
works. So it's by entering this, it's changed, and you can now sense movement. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. We
Yep.
don't know how this works. You've entered this thing. It's something has changed. It's possible that suddenly this ghost also has a feeling of, oh, I know there's something in that direction I want to go and have a look at, and now it also has this sense that you have, and it's coming to find us.
You also
It
want
may
that.
not also be coming to find us.
Then
Yeah, there's a lot of things we
Yeah.
don't know.
There's too many ifs. I like the idea, but there's too many ifs. So
Plus,
let's continue.
You
Let's follow
wouldn't
it.
be able to warn us because if you wanted to rest, you wouldn't be able to page.
No, for 4 hours.
For 4 hours inside the.
You also don't have distance. You just have direction.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You can somewhat judge that by how fast it's moving away around. Like, so if it's more distance it's moving
So
there.
which direction is it?
It's fine.
Mhm.
You start wandering, following the blip.
I don't want to know.
do what you want to do.
Oh
you
yeah,
don't
if you're
want
not
to,
if
you
you're not
don't
going
do
to follow the blip, don't follow the blip.
We're following him, so we can go whatever direction.
Yeah, you
we want.
literally yeah.
we're following you. You can try and fake us out and just take us away from it.
And we just won't
Yeah.
fucking know.
Yeah, you're just going to walk around. I will say, as you walk around, you will come across other Aasimar, but most of them,
I did.
dead in
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, there are ones that
Roaming
are sort of just like hugging their knees, sitting in a corner. You do look around; they are all young. Like you're sort of talking like mid to late 20s
Oh,
sort of thing.
Oh man, these
so
people
they-
sent on like a death.
Yeah.
This was
Yeah.
the expeditionary force.
They were like, we've got too many Aasimar, send them over there, guys. Oh,
Yeah,
let
they
them deal with
came
this.
out full of young, hopeful pride and
Yeah.
drive and motivation, and they've been completely destroyed.
Yeah.
And it is the only three that are still actually functioning, are still moving around and whatnot, are Phira, Ulra, and Inray. And the others are just sort of sitting there, not
All the
doing
brave
anything.
soldiers going off, and then they get to the trenches, and it's like, oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen this way too many times.
This is
This is the horrors of war to someone who's too young to deal with it.
yeah. But this is a war they can't even fight.
Mm.
They don't even have the ability to fight.
Yeah.
I've
That's a lot
actually
of
seen
walls.
this as well.
Mhm.
Because the part of my background is that we cleaned up the sites of battles
Mhm.
to try and help the people that were left behind.
Did you now?
Yes.
Don't worry, everyone. We're here.
That was what my family
There's no acknowledgement of your presence at all.
Okay.
wanted to help working effectively.
You do as you're
Yeah.
walking by. You do notice one Aasimar that is purple in color. But as you're passing it, Inray steps away and walks over and mutters a prayer. And there's light that flashes from her hand and sort of washes over the Aasimar, and you almost see like her pulling out this dark shadow, which then burns in the light, and the Aasimar, the purple coloration leaves their skin, and they want to become very pale skinned, and they have blonde hair.
Okay, let's put an eye on each other. Make sure we don't turn purple.
Purple, yes.
I don't
Purple
think
is
that's
bad.
going to happen.
Purple bad.
Yeah. So, are you a paladin or a cleric?
I am a cleric.
So, amongst your number that remain, what make you up? How many fighters, wizards, clerics, paladins?
They're all bards.
Could well be. An army of bards is very useful. Circle seduction.
Stop playing the banjo.
They're rangers.
Most of us are. We use weaponry of some sorts, various form of fighter. At this point, we have 3 mages left, and we have 2 priests. We have Inray, and who has access to some powerful magic, and then we have one other priest who is lesser in power. And she has the ability to use lesser restoration, but does not have access to greater. Not that we have the materials anymore to make use of a greater restoration.
Maybe we can try find some components between us.
What's needed for greater restoration?
Yeah, sure.
Diamond dust.
I was thinking more for the other stuff.
Where are you leading?
Towards the blip.
Towards the blip. Wonderful.
The bedroom. Take us to the bloody
I
bedroom.
don't want to.
He wants to take everyone to his bedroom.
Ugh.
No.
So,
You bring the lube.
you pass through various rooms. You make your way upstairs. For the most part, Phira just sort of lets you lead the way.
Okay.
Every now and again, as you go to like
Well,
cross
knows where the
over,
trap is.
move around. Also, every now and again, when you're about to go like up or down some stairs or move through a room, she says, "Oh, don't take that route. It's blocked. It's collapsed, etc." So she does lead you through.
Other ways, yeah.
Yeah.
On the walk, I will ask about the block routes and ask if they know if the passage behind is still there. Like if it's just like a fallen piece of wall, I could probably move that for them if they really liked.
It's not just fallen. It's like
No, the whole thing. Going,
yeah. It's like the floor above and the inner walls have all just collapsed on this
Okay.
section. The whole thing's gone, which is why they've not bothered moving it.
Yeah,
There is some of the like piles closer to the main entrance. You can see they've attempted to start moving some rocks and then just reach a dead end. It's like, oh no, nothing here can move anymore. It's physically unable to move. Wonderful.
Cool.
Yeah, unless we can cast Conjure JCB, we're not going to get through.
I am the JCB.
Move
Give me a
wood.
pickaxe.
Move
Oh,
You broke the pickaxe.
A diamond pickaxe.
It's fair. Didn't specify.
Creation.
So you follow the blip. You are the group of you 7 plus Phira and Inray in
Val and
Yeah, plus our Shadow Kai.
Shadakai have not followed you.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Ugh.
They just stayed outside.
Cool.
They didn't offer any explanation. They just stayed outside.
Would we have stopped to ask if they just?
I wouldn't have.
No.
I certainly wouldn't have.
To be honest, we
I
keep
think literally
forgetting
when we
that
very
they
just noticed you
exist.
turn around to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this what?
I mean,
yeah,
they are
okay.
naturally very, very stealthy.
Yeah.
They quite possibly you guys just walked off and just didn't notice they never followed you.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sounds about right.
So yeah, after a few minutes, you end up stepping into a room. One side of it has collapsed, but not the entirety of the room. You're able to go in, and you can see sort of floating sort of 5 feet off the ground. This again, color, but not producing light, not due to light. It is just a sort of colored figure. It is a floating sort of dark purple spirit. You can see a crown resting on their head, which is mostly dark purple like the body, but you can see what appears to be just like blood stains across it. And they have I think it's. Let me just double check. Yeah.
Useless restoration on
What you want to do is
I'll give
do
it a
hallow.
it. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, take ceremony and do hallow. No, he's doing hallow spell.
No,
Oh.
do the
Because
other
ceremony's got like 6 different spells.
Oh,
you do the other thing with ceremony. You marry him to someone.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
What
like
about-
marry them. What?
That just gives him +1 AC for 24 hours.
There is a short sword
Actually,
on his hip, not in a scabbard. It is just a rusty, blood-stained sword, and they're just sort of floating in there. And as you guys enter, they sort of spin to look at you.
Greetings, Your Majesty.
What language?
Elvish?
Mm-hmm.
Does he know?
He does.
Yeah, Elvish.
It's only you that doesn't.
Oh, okay.
We all know Elvish.
Stick up nothing. What are you saying?
You are.
We'll be translator.
We want to help you travel to the other side. No? Okay. We want to help you. How can we help you?
What holds you here?
Shade.
Okay, he's not listening to me. I'm not an elf.
Shade.
Did we know its name? When we,
Did we know the
because when we,
king's
Don't call him it.
no,
Did we know
no, that's not.
Do
You
you
were-
know?
you
do
were
we
never
know
t-
what his name
Yeah.
is?
You were never told the name. You never asked anyone what the name was.
We didn't really.
Shade.
Yeah.
You try saying that.
Yeah, Spirit.
Your Majesty, Your Highness, something like that.
Don't reference him being dead.
How can we help you? You
My
seem.
My name,
There you go.
Something writes down.
King Ervalur.
Hold on.
King
We destroy any form of drama you want to have.
There's no point.
Oh, this would be great. I'll have this wonderful thing. The players.
Whatever.
Can you say that again?
Ervalur.
Ervalur.
He's Ervalur.
Alright. Alright, King Ervalur over there.
Alright, so now that we've all finished Swedish chefing, can we carry talking to the kids?
No, because it's going to kill us.
King Ervalur.
Molly.
What is it you wish for?
What do I wish for?
Are you going to steal his crown?
Many things.
Good. No.
What would I like
Mm-hmm.
to be finished here?
So you want to be at rest?
I want to be what I was.
And how can we help you with that? Are you looking for an item, for something else?
There is something that prevents me from leaving.
Do you know what that is, though?
No,
There we go. Yeah, I knew that was happening.
but I know where it is.
Is it within this forest? Forest fortress.
It is.
Forest Fortress.
Forest fortress.
It's made of wood.
Fuck it. Change it.
It is within the fortress. You have probably passed it, but did not see it.
Okay, can you describe it to us?
There is no point. You will not see it.
Then
It is guarded to prevent people from finding it.
Can he see?
that's a good point. Yeah. Do you know where it is? Like,
Yes. I can show you.
That helps. Okay.
You say it's hidden, Your Majesty. Would dispel magic reveal its location if we know roughly where it is?
No.
My liege, what sort of protections are on this item?
I do not know. I just cannot enter.
Lead us to where
Lead
we
us
need
then.
to go, and we will follow.
Please.
My liege.
I will show you where my body is.
What?
Thought that might be
Okay.
the case.
So what are we doing?
Following
his body
the
hasn't
king.
walked off.
Oh,
Make
What I'm definitely not doing is sneaking up behind him and trying to get the purple out. Definitely not going to try and do that at some point.
make
Don't
Cole
do that.
let the king through.
He knows of
That's what she said.
Let's
An
follow the
object
king
that he
before someone
requires.
says something stupid.
Quick point, out of character. We are not taking the king's body.
For fuck's sake.
No, it's going in
Actually,
the bag.
shit, if the body goes in the bag, then it's not here anymore, which means the king can pass on.
Maybe.
That's,
Hmm.
not,
Yeah,
what, that's not what we're looking for.
Yeah.
It
would
would be the
Okay.
crown of our collection.
Yeah, that was quite good.
Thank you.
The king floats past
I like it.
and leads you
Approved.
not very far. It just leads you to there was a long, down to the lower level, there was a long blank corridor you pass through. And he leads you to about halfway along it. Otherwise, he says, "It was not my intention for things to go the way they did."
What was?
He does start speaking in common.
Oh, okay. I can understand that. Okay.
The thing that prevents me from leaving was put into my body whilst I lived.
Sounds painful.
right. And you can't physically remove it. Therefore, you need, or is it someone? So, do you need specifically me for some reason?
I do not know who you are.
That helps.
Burn!
That answers that question.
You ain't special.
I just need someone other than me.
To take out the butler.
Will the person who takes the item be trapped here, as you were?
I don't know. I don't fully know what it is, but I do know who placed it.
Let me guess, one of your nobles.
I was thinking the wizard.
His betrayal.
Was he bald?
He was not bald,
Chrome dome.
but it was the one who betrayed the kingdom, the one that opened the rift.
On her zone of truth, if we don't trust
Yes, you
you.
Right enough.
Insight check.
Sure,
Yeah, I
make an
mean,
insight
I've,
check.
unfortunately, I've got to it. Even if I haven't used it.
Hey!
I helped with
You
that.
did. That's a number.
My insight isn't that high.
Need to check the
That's number 20.
That's number one.
22.
22.
No, that's his number.
16.
16.
Wow.
You're all able to read him. Yeah, he's saying the truth. He was the wizard that opened the rift. Also placed something within him before his death. Placed. It's not even work any better if I say placed an
No,
object.
it doesn't matter how you phrase it.
Yeah.
I'm always going to
do you
jiggle.
know,
I'm sorry.
Do you know
It's a
why
bug
he
bug.
opened the rift? It was deliberate or not?
It was deliberate.
Who was it?
I do not know his name anymore.
Did he die?
I think it was Tim.
I don't know.
Oh,
Was he a member of your court, at least, when you lived?
He was one of my closest advisors.
There we go.
Was he one of them, or was he one of them,
Or one of them.
or one of them?
I highly doubt it was me.
Sorry.
It would be funny if it was
we
you.
know there were dwarves here.
I mean, yes, but apparently, my people built this place, but
That's another
How
question.
did you get dwarves to build this place? They hadn't arrived on the continent for least another 40, 50 years.
No, they had been here sooner. He was a dwarf.
What?
Someone guide me. I can't see where I'm going.
I'll do it.
Take your head out of your ass.
No.
Take your foot out your mouth first.
No.
They lived on this island before.
Where did they go?
They either died or still somewhere below.
Oh,
So they live beneath the island or within it.
We're below the fortress. We are quite high.
yes.
Into the chasm!
So yeah, can we go to his body?
Let's go and
then?
perform an autopsy.
He is
on old
taking
ancient
to a
king.
point.
Let's go bungee jump into the chasm and find some dwarves.
And
One tomb of annihilation.
you watch as he floats over to a portion of the wall.
Floats through it, and we go. Oh, shit.
What actually happens is as you go to follow where he is, your eyes sort of just move over the spot. And you are unable to look at where he is.
Can I smack it with my shield whilst not looking?
Yeah, you can back your shield and it sounds like a hollow door.
This is gonna hurt. I'm gonna ask him specifically to give me distance from where I am standing, and ask him, will dimension door allow me to pass through whatever's stopping it?
Oh.
He pushes
Oh, you're not too fun to die. Don't
and
convince
the
me.
door opens.
Oh,
yeah.
And then
I thought you said we can't actually go in there.
No, we
you
just
would
can't
see
see
it.
you couldn't see it, but once the door is opened, you suddenly are aware of the gap. You are
Oh,
able
okay.
to look.
That's much better.
Oh.
It's
That's
the
good.
actual
Well,
door itself
Okay.
that was enchanted.
I thought you meant that it was blocked so no one could enter it, not even him.
Palm, have it off the hinges.
That was the next option.
If you wear that in combat, wear the door.
They can't attack you.
Sadly, I left my
Wear
camera
the,
at
take
home.
both of them, make it an A-board job done.
My body lies within and down there. Looking down the
It is lying, it's not moving.
We can't see it.
Okay.
can we?
No, I'm asking
Is
you.
it a staircase?
I don't know. I have not been there.
Oh.
I cannot enter. There is a slight staircase. It goes down. It's not very long. It's about 10 feet, which does take it below the fortress.
Okay, this seems like a good point to save.
Yeah.
There's all the hallmarks of something that's about to happen.
But you can just see it's
Boss fight.
Quick save.
it was a set of double doors. It's a 10-foot wide, 10-foot high corridor. The stairs go down about 10 feet and then just extends out.
Heavy's at the front.
Did he say he was
Do you not
able
want
to
to do
go
your little
down?
invisible?
He cannot
thing
go
first?
down.
He physically that something doesn't allow him to.
Yep.
Right.
Terrified.
Okay.
Okay.
Very well, fish
No.
hands behind us, please.
Fine.
Think.
Shoot wall.
Going behind you on the slope, urinating. Think it through.
What else?
Please
How else do
don't.
people want to be?
I'm hoping it's going to be absorbed by these
I'll
lovely
go.
fabrics.
I'll go next.
Cool.
Oh, great. You're peeing on me. Fantastic.
Other marching orders?
Before we go down, since this looks scary, does anyone want me to buff their constitution? I'm thinking the very first people who are going down, and possibly him.
I'm gonna say no.
No?
But
This is a difficult question because I'm going to use enhanced ability on people for at least the front line, so that if they get hit by something that
okay.
It's just con checks though, right?
I've just got to yank
it
something
also
out of
gives
court.
them
How
2d6
hard can
hit
it be?
points.
Oh, 2d6 10 hit points. That's alright.
That's pretty cool.
How hard can it be? Oh dear.
Don't say that.
It is a concentration one, so it probably won't last very long, but it might brace them for the first hit.
Possibly. Who knows?
No.
Anyone know?
Have you got the spell slots to spare?
Yeah.
I have used 3 spells: one level 1, one level 2, and one level 3.
So at level 1, does it only cast it on what level is it?
It's a level 2.
Level
spell.
2
And you
affects
can
one
cast it on how
creature.
many people?
One.
person.
So
But for
I don't know, it's up to you.
each level of upcast, you can target an
I
additional
don't know.
person.
I don't think it's worth it
Probably
for,
not worth it at the
for
moment.
a level 3 slot.
Okay.
Cool. Right, so we've got Par Eldoran at the front. We've got Derek and
Me.
Shamshi then. Alright, shape.
Second rank. Who's third rank?
Shape.
I'll be third as well.
Boom, boom,
Back.
and bang.
Let it be
No, boss.
known, I wanted to have a rest.
Wonderful.
No,
It's
So
fine,
did I.
it's
So-
fine.
you know,
If I die, you can blame me.
What
as
does
I'm
the
dead.
level of
I'm
exhaustion
too
give you
tired
the
to
first
die.
one?
Disadvantage
level-
ability checks.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then level 2 is speed half. Level 3 is disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. So,
Okay.
They're not totally balked in
Yeah.
combat yet.
That's
Yeah.
the
Means
moments I can't
checking
run
on.
away when everyone
Does
else
initiative
does.
roll count as that way?
Let's just retreat.
initiative roll is an ability
There we
check,
go,
yes.
That's the issue. That's the one that my heart.
I might go before you for
What?
once.
Yeah, initiative is affected by ability checks from
So you get
exhaustion, so that would also be a disadvantage.
So,
Well, then whatever's stuck in the king might go first.
Yeah.
So, you head down the steps. You are looking down a 40-foot long corridor. At the far end, you can see that it opens up into a room. You cannot see the far side of the room initially. I assume you're walking down.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Is this place lit?
No, there is no light.
I can't fucking see.
Do we
Yeah.
want lights?
Because we're still technically in the Shadowfell.
Yes, we
Don't
are.
have the spell.
And
No, I
we're
don't
going
have to
down
know.
to where his body is buried, so probably not.
I don't have the cantrip anymore because I swapped it out.
Alright, we'll just go
We
with
can
that.
just.
So some people can see and some people can't.
Well, it's literally just you.
It's me.
Wonderful.
Or light a torch if we get into a fight.
Cool. So you make your way down. You only have to walk forward about 10 feet down the corridor before you're able to see the room, the edge of the room. It's a 40-foot long corridor and a 30-foot long room. You can see directly opposite you as you're making your way down a raised dais, and sitting on the dais is a sarcophagus that appears to be carved from bronze and gold. And inlaid with various forms of gems.
Oh.
The other thing,
Someone thought quite a lot of it.
Yeah, I presume that's his.
your ping currently is back where you came from.
Exactly where
It's the
what's his
ghost.
name was. Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. Yeah, it wasn't. It was him, not this.
Are we still being followed by the Aasimar?
No,
That's fine.
she has stopped at the door because she doesn't know what you're doing. She would explain, I'm not going down because if something goes wrong and I die, my men are doomed.
That's fine.
Fair.
I feel we're going to give her directions to where the ship is. just
No.
in
We're
case
going to deal with this and then we're going to give them an armed escort to the ship.
It's more
I'm not
in case
sending them
we
by
don't come
themselves.
back.
Well, they won't get anywhere if they go by themselves.
Head to the water, look for a ship. Cool.
You also, when you notice the wall at the far side, behind the sarcophagus, you can see that it is carved with images of people, living people fleeing in terror, and various forms of skeletons and zombies and other undead creatures ripping and tearing them apart.
He seems nice.
Okay.
You carry on making your way down the corridor.
Can I tell if that mural or carving is chiseled by a dwarf or an elf?
I do the things.
You do the thing?
Oh,
I'm
Divine
making a
sense.
spell. No, actually, I'm doing a spell.
okay, you cast a spell. It is carved by a dwarf, yes.
Way to fail to
Okay.
communicate, dude.
What spell do you cast?
I'm casting detect magic.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, you cast Detect Magic.
Cool.
Detect Magic immediately pings because of friends.
All of us.
Yeah.
And you also cannot see, so you can't use your action to see the aura.
So I will light a torch as well.
Cool.
I think
There is
we'll
no
probably
immediate
have to
bad
do
effect.
Anything coming after him? Oh, good. Okay.
that. I will investigate the auras of any
Yep,
bits
cool.
of
So when you are,
shit.
so you're able to do it when you're arranged. It's only when you're at the threshold of the door, which will enable you to see a couple of other things. So the room is 30-foot square room. In each corner are what appears to be statues or sculptures built from bone. No real shape. It's just not like representative of a creature. There does appear to be some sort of mouth. There is what appears to be like arms or claws, but it doesn't represent a creature. It's sort of like a random mishmash of bone. And the carvings continue around the entirety of the room. Magic. The sarcophagus is magical. The room itself is magical. And all 4 statues are magical.
I'll look at those in reverse order.
Yep.
If I could.
Do you say this to us?
Yeah, I'll point this.
Please, we know the king's not going to kill us. Can we rest first?
Let's do this.
You know what? I think I'm on your side. We deal with this later.
You tell us that.
The statues are necromancy. The other two don't have. Actually, no. The sarcophagus has abjuration.
Abjuration.
Wow. All that information was surprising.
Protection magic on the or changing magic.
Protection, abjuration,
Yeah.
protection.
I'm trying to think.
Warding magic.
Yeah,
Gonna
warding.
touch in is gonna explode.
Water magic on the coffin, and the bones are.
Gonna come
Protein.
alive and squish us.
Yes.
I assume the lid is on.
Yeah.
Lid is on.
So it'll be like Skyrim. You walk
you
towards
also-
it, poof, and it'll step out.
You're also close enough to see now at this point because it is parallel to you. So you're at the side you're looking at the side of the sarcophagus, not the head. There are a series of 3 locks.
Jeez.
Yeah, let's go deal with this later.
Well, at least we know what we're dealing with.
Yes.
Can I ask
And
a question regarding something else to do with this? Shamshir has the ability to detect weaknesses and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Does it have to be in the middle of a fight, or can he look at something and detect weaknesses in it?
You can detect weaknesses on a creature.
Yeah, it has to
These
be.
are all
Do you have to
objects.
know for sure it's a creature?
Well, yeah,
Or
because it can't be an object.
These are objects, not
Yep.
creatures.
do they become creatures when they start moving?
Yeah, but it's
Yes.
not a creature now. It's an
Currently,
object.
it's an object.
So does that.
There's currently no way of distinguishing whether or not this is a creature or an object.
Okay.
Okay.
And I would suggest, just in case, swapping to blunt weaponry.
I left my hammer at home.
Maybe
Okay.
save it, yeah, I might have one tomorrow.
We should then.
No, I'll just use the
bed
sword
down
and hit
for the
instead
night.
or whatever. Yes.
Well,
Well,
What?
you're out of spells,
Pretty much.
and
And sorcery points.
it
I'm tired.
seems to have something flapping around over here. I think we should probably see to that.
I'm not 100%.
You've hit the floor. You've hit the floor. I've hit the floor. Maybe we should hit the head, the hay, even,
Yes.
or the head as well along the way.
well, at least we can let.
Or we see if I can
What's
pick
his
3
name
locks
is?
before I get killed by those 4
Ervalur.
If you
No.
wish to do that, I'm going to be outside.
Okay, cool.
Oh God,
What do
no,
you do?
no, don't
What?
really.
Wait, what do you do?
Someone drag him.
There's 3 locks.
We're not.
I
We're
can
not
pick
going in
locks
there.
really easily.
We're not
So
going
did
in
you
there.
not just listen to what he explained? What's in the room?
Yeah.
That
Have you
it-
had-
so
have
this
you-
could be a massive trap. It probably is a massive trap. And
I
as
am
soon as you touch
leaving
that,
this
we're dead.
place, and I walk
that is
out the
why.
door.
That is
How
why I
about
said
So you turn around.
Rest.
I turn around.
Wonderful.
Oh god, you triggered it.
Because as you turn around, there's a sudden slamming sound behind you as the doors slam shut and lock.
Well, never mind.
Oh, bugger.
Get off
Oh,
the
no,
locks,
no.
go. Get to the
Is there
locks
magic?
right now.
Look at the door.
Suddenly, because you've still got magic up, the whole room and the whole corridor fills with necrotic, necromantic magic as this purple dark cloud just fills the room.
Not good.
The
Not
king fucked us.
good.
And we will definitely pick that up next week. 2 triggers. walking into the room and turning away.
That's the trigger, turning around.
Yeah,
If
and
you'd
start
walked
making your way back up. Yeah,
If you'd walked backwards, you'd have been fine.
yeah.
Like I'm gonna know. Oh yeah, I'll just moonwalk back
It's-
up there.
it's-
As,
it's
sign of
set-
respect.
As we all start dying in the choking purple cloud, Derek chucks out, "Not my fault."
This isn't fun at
Too
all.
fun to know.
Get out of the way.
Wonderful. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you have enjoyed this. It's gonna be should be a fun first part next week. So stay tuned for that. As far as we're aware, we shouldn't have life issues, but Who knows? It's life.
It's life.
Yeah. So we'll see you in the next video. Check out our social media, our Patreon and our Twitch page. Stuff is happening on them all the time. And if you keep an eye on social media, there should be some new stuff appearing, some like teaser stuff appearing relatively soon. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.